Part 2. Around the same time, Sheriff Forbes comes to Damon and says it's time for the secret council meeting. Because apparently all these social events are just a convenient excuse to have council meetings. While they're sitting there discussing the latest news, which apparently they think there is none. And I have to agree with Caroline's father on at least that one issue. Most of the members of the senior council are morons that don't really have a true understanding of what is going on around them. Except Liz. But anyway, I guess it happens when your daughter's a vampire. Even Carol Lockwood's still kind of iffy. Although she's starting to come around to it more and be more aware now that she knows about Tyler. Earlier in the day, Liz had Damon come over to her house in order to compel, or not to the house, but to the prison cell, to compel Caroline's father, make sure he didn't remember anything, because they didn't want to have any issues. Damon was fairly nonchalant about it, whatever. Did it in his very typical Damon way. And he figured, okay, that's it, cool. Later on, they get to the secret council meeting, her father shows up. I mean, okay, we all know that he's probably a member of the council being that he's Forbes. But he looks at Damon, and he knows exactly who Damon is. Apparently, whatever psychological stuff that this guy's into, power of the mind, I don't know what, but he was able to withstand Damon's compulsion. He even said that his compulsion was weak. Weak. To which Damon replied, duly noted. So now Damon perceives him as a threat because he could easily out him to the rest of the council, if not the entire town. He has even suggested to the council that they start spiking the city's water supply with vervain. Damon, of course, thinks this is crazy. Weirdly enough, though, he does not out Damon, nor does he out his daughter to anybody. So, even though he's firmly against the vampires, I think he has some sort of plan up his sleeve. Damon, being Damon, is taking no chances. When they're alone in the conference room, they get into a bit of a confrontation. Damon's a little pissy. Damon's in a bit of a pissy mood. Because before this happened, like right as the meeting ended, he left the party, went outside to look for Elena and saw her talking with Rick. He tried to tell her what was going on with Caroline's dad, and Elena understood his concern, but didn't believe that he deserved to be hurt. I mean, she believed that he could probably be convinced. Yeah, right. Damon was going to take care of it his own way. Alaric tried to stop him. Dear Alaric. Damon did something we haven't seen him do since episode 1 of season 2. He broke Rick's neck. Now some of you might say, uh-oh, does that mean that Damon's slipping and going back to his old ways? Not necessarily. We all know how Damon is. When he goes on a tear, he gets a little upset. His reason for being pissed off this time was that he was tired of everybody trying to keep him in check. Because Elena actually said that she agreed with their suggestion that they spike the town's water supply with vervain. Because at least it would keep you from, feeding off the humans. Are you serious? Damon hasn't fed off a human since Jessica, and even that was only in a fit of immense grief because of what happened to Rose. And he hadn't done anything to anybody since that. So apparently, Elena is trying to turn Damon into Stefan. Trying to make him all perfect and saint-like. Damon, as we all know, ain't having none of that. Because Damon's Damon, and he'll do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. So he breaks he snaps Alaric's neck, walks off back to the party to confront Caroline's father. And Elena just looks at him like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? She could have freaked out and run to Rick's side. Oh my God, but he was wearing the ring. She knew that he was going to come back to life. So she's seen so much already, I think very little at this point actually phases her. So he confronts Caroline's father. They get into an altercation. And Damon actually bites him. Drinks some, yes, but not much. Comparatively, very little, actually. I don't think he did it necessarily for the blood drinking, because if he wanted to do that, he could just drain him dry. I think he did it purely for the scare factor, which really didn't work, because Caroline's father's tough as balls, I gotta say. Tough as nails. He acted like he didn't even care. Like, if Damon killed him, he would just die a martyr to the cause. So, Caroline's upstairs with Tyler messing around, and she hears the commotion downstairs and runs down there to save Daddy. Even though her father tortured her, he's still her father. She gets Damon off of him. She feeds her father her blood to heal his bite wounds, and then she proceeds to beat the living tar out of Damon, which, wow, because Damon is way older than her by over a century. I don't know if he was just letting her do that just because, or if she literally beat the crap out of him. Although it wouldn't surprise me, considering how little fresh blood Damon drinks these days. He keeps saying how he doesn't want to become like Stefan, how he doesn't want to, go on the bunny diet and not have the power to do the things he needs to do. Obviously, it's showing in his reduced blood intake. His compulsions don't work as well. And a 4-month-old vampire just beat the freaking crap out of him. Although a little part of me still believes that he might have let her. So anyway, she spirits her father away, and Elena shows up like, what in the hell are you doing? At which time he proceeds to tell her, don't try to make me like Stefan. I am not Stefan. There's not much to really say to that, because he's not. And it was wrong of her to go from one extreme to the other. First acting like saying that she liked him the way that he was, and then trying to keep tabs on him and keep track of him and collar him like a freaking dog, or make him all saint-like. You can't do that with Damon. Damon's going to be the way he wants to be. It's just how he is. So he disappears, ostensibly, apparently, according to the next scene. He picked up Alaric's body and took it back to the boarding house. Because For some reason, Alaric was out for a lot longer than normal. Most times, if something like that happened, they could come back within a couple minutes. This time, he was out for the rest of the evening. It didn't come back till the next morning. He seemed like he was a little pissed off, irritated, but not immensely so. I think it's weird. This dude who just snapped your neck and killed you for like the second time, you can't be mad at him, and he's still your friend. Weird. I don't know. I expected him to be more upset, but I guess you just kind of get used to Damon being Damon, if that's an excuse to give. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Maybe we'll see some more animosity between them in the next episode. I'm not really sure, but while all this is going on, Stefan's still on the wooden table in the bar being tortured by Gloria. And who shows up to save the day but Catherine? She kills Gloria, which is really kind of too bad because I liked her. She was a cool character. She's really badass. And I kind of want her to stay around a little more, maybe to help Bonnie learn the ways of the witch and stuff. Because obviously Lucy's not around too much. But, oh well, things happen. So again, she issues him the proposition, come with me. I can get you away from Klaus. Let me help you. No, I don't want your help. I'm going to do this by myself. And we see where that got you. He returns to Klaus and Rebecca and Rebecca asks him, she says to him, Klaus, tell me about the girl that you once loved, the one that he had to kill. So sad, Is it really true that you'll never love anyone like the way that you loved her? He answers her with this maybe. But apparently Rebecca knows him better than he would like to think because she knows that he's lying. Oh boy. She suspects that he is working at cross purposes with them. She thinks he's lying. He's holding something back. And she doesn't like it. She immediately tells Klaus. Klaus is already freaking pissed off because of the hybrid problem. He doesn't need any more issues. And now he's having issues. Trust issues with the one person he believed he could call a true brother. So, he knocks Stefan cold. I don't know exactly how he did that, but he did, because the next time that Stefan comes to, he's in the back of a truck. And when Klaus opens up the truck, they're in Mystic Falls. So apparently Klaus is seeing this as some sort of test. They've come back there to find out exactly what it was that Stefan is not telling them. And in a small little portion for the Jeremy storyline, Jeremy decides he doesn't want his relationship with Anna to suffer. With Bonnie to suffer. So he starts tuning Anna out so he can't hear her anymore, which upsets her greatly. And she starts to cry and bawl that she can't hear. He can't hear her. She's all alone. She's scared. And I really do feel for her. It was kind of crappy that he did that. Bonnie's still upset about this whole he can see ghosts thing. And she tries to talk to Elena about it. They sit down together at an outdoor cafe, and Elena asks her for the necklace back, which she gives it to her back. She said she really couldn't find anything. And while Bonnie's talking to her, she abruptly vanishes. Bonnie's not sure what to make of that. Back at Damon's house, he opens his front door, thinking it's Elena, but that sly little grin on her face says, it's Catherine. So because she couldn't get what she wanted out of Stefan, now she's going to Damon to put her plan into action. Dun dun dun! And that's where we end.